all the news reports in regards to the pandemic, there's one thing that I still feel is not being talked about enough. What is that? How to keep yourself healthy during the pandemic. Okay, so I know back in April, if you haven't been following me on Instagram, that is where I initially created a video to help people with their anxiety surrounding the pandemic and their fear of getting the coronavirus. In that video, I talked about things that you can do as prevention, things that you can do if you do catch it, and things that you can do, I guess, to occupy your time, like coping skills. And I'm going to kind of add that video in the middle. Um, so it'll come up very shortly. And since creating that video, I have not really seen a lot on the news or things sent from the government as far as information on how to keep yourself healthy and to kind of prevent or lessen the effects of the virus. So I felt like it was good to do an updated part of that video. So I will show the video and then I'll come back with some updates. So some things that I've learned since April and things that I feel have been helpful, things that I've learned from people who have caught the virus or other sources that are providing some preventative measures that are helpful and that have been helpful. So hopefully everybody is kind of learning that there's things that you can do to keep yourselves healthy, and that's what we should be focusing on, and not the fear of catching the virus. It's really, in my opinion, it's good to be aware, but it's also counteractive to the goal, and that is to keep everybody healthy, because fear does manifest into illness. So I do want to make sure everybody understands that, and that to lessen the fear and to control your anxiety regarding getting sick or getting a virus is to have preventative measures, and then also to kind of process those things, and talk about your fears, and put in some things in place that can be helpful. And this is what the video is for. So now you're going to see the video that I shot in April, and that I feel was very helpful and a lot of people received well. And then after that video, I'm gonna give you guys some of my updates since then. Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video about what I've been talking to my clients about currently that are dealing with anxiety, it's especially regarding the coronavirus and the transitions of working at home or being unemployed currently. So I wanted to kind of focus on, well, in sessions, I focus on both reality therapy and positive psychology. So being a realist about the situation, and then also making the best of the situation that you are currently in. So there are 3 things in sessions that I like my clients to explore and process. And the first one is precautions. So what are you doing to keep yourself safe, to put your mind at ease, and to stay healthy? So for precautions, there are some things that I'm currently doing to keep myself healthy. First is, of course, vitamins. So you want to take your daily vitamins. If you don't have any, you should run out and get some. Also, elderberry. I have a few different kinds right now of elderberry syrup, and that helps with your immune system. I have a diffuser And I recently picked up some eucalyptus oil. So that helps clear your senses and your head. And also with the diffuser, it could be relaxing. Just the scent of it. I love the scent of eucalyptus. So also have my facial steamer. I originally purchased this to just do facials. My skin was, acting a little funny with the different changes of the season, and with everything closing down, I felt like I needed something in home to keep myself together. But it also can help with clearing my nasal passages and making sure that nothing gets stuck as far as bacteria or viruses or anything like that. So that's going to kind of be a 2-for-1 that will help put myself at ease with everything that's around. I have my wet ones. So the hand sanitizer wipes I use when I go grocery shopping, or if I go anywhere where I have to touch something, a door handle or something like that. I definitely want to have, if not a tissue, a wet wipe to wipe it down. So these have been very handy. I need to get more. When I do go out, I do make sure to put my shoes in a certain place. I'm not walking around the whole house with my clothes that I've been outside and in the store. I want to make sure I'm taking them off as soon as possible. I try to shower as soon as possible as well. And with the shower, I really love Dr. Bronner's soap. So any of these scents, but this is the peppermint one. So I don't know if you can see, but Dr. Bronner, it really makes me feel like I have washed everything off. Like I never feel like, well, should I scrub a little harder? Like this soap is amazing. You definitely want to pick up some. They have this at Whole Foods. I originally ordered it online, but then I sent it back because it was leaking. So I wouldn't recommend ordering it online, but maybe like an Instacart or something like that. I, wouldn't do the shipping thing. It gets messy. Another thing for precautions, I have an air filter. So this is going to be really good for me as far as like having in my room. Just making sure stuff's, maybe from my shoes or maybe a jacket or something like that is not like just flying around. So having an air filter has really put my mind at ease. I'm trying to think. I think I covered everything. So along with the vitamins and all of these things, also drinking hot liquids, so tea or, anything that you want to make, just regular hot water if you want to, just to make sure you're clearing your airways and nothing's, getting stuck in your throat or anything like that. And then also they mentioned not taking ibuprofen currently. So, if you do need pain reliever, just take regular acetaminophen. And we're kind of getting into preparation. So I do, want my clients to be safe and healthy, but I also want them to think about if your fear is so big about, getting the coronavirus, a lot of times you can put yourself at ease to say, okay, if I did get sick, what would happen next? Like what's my plan? And typically if you have a plan in place, if you have all the medication that you need for the initial symptoms, you will tend to feel a little bit less anxious. So one of the things that would be good to have, of course, the eucalyptus oil helps clear in like a steamer or something like that, or just be in the shower and have that steam help clear your sinuses. Then also Mucinex I purchased just to make sure that I have it in home in case I start having symptoms. I can immediately start taking medication. I don't have to wait for a doctor's appointment or then to go out and get it if I'm feeling sick. So I don't want to be out and about if I feel like I'm coming down on something. So I definitely, got a little bit of that so that I'm prepared. So And then also you want to make sure you have enough food in your home so that if you can't leave for a couple of weeks, you are okay. So having enough water for a couple of weeks, having enough food, maybe even freeze some food that you can, cook while you're under quarantine. And last but not least is coping skills. So while you are at home a lot longer and a lot more than you're normally at home, you want something to do. So I've been listening to music, I've been reading. I have also been doing a lot of Zoom calls. Those have been fun. So you can do, I don't know, a Zoom chat with your girlfriends, your family, a happy hour I've seen and I've been to. So there's several ways to stay connected. You don't want the social distancing or physical distancing to push you into isolation and depression. So definitely reach out to people if you feel like if you're feeling down during this transition of, everybody being home and quarantine and staying safe. So along with the music and reading, I have been missing karaoke. So I purchased a karaoke mic. I don't know, I'm not a singer, but I feel like this is going to be really fun. And I have friends that love karaoke just as much as I do. I'm more of a listener than a performer, but I'm going to change things up a little bit, I'm feeling a little adventurous in that area. So we'll see how that goes. So these are my tips for everyone. This is what I'm talking to my clients about when their fears are becoming an issue for them. And I just want everybody to do everything that you can to stay safe, stay healthy, have things prepared at home just in case something does happen. And then also don't forget to have fun. Reach out to people, do Zoom calls, FaceTime calls. This doesn't have to be like a horrible experience. You can make the best of what you have and the time that we have. And yeah, you can message me if you have any questions, and everybody enjoy the rest of your quarantine time. And we're back. So now, just to add on to the video, the very informational video that I created, I believe I talked about elderberry, but just in case, this is definitely a big one to have. Echinacea is also really good to have right now. And I'm not really specifically promoting any brand. These are just the brands that I have. Let's see. Another thing that's really good right now to have is Zinc. And I found some really good lozenges by Sprouts. And they have vitamin C, zinc, lemon flavor, lemon bioflavonoids, and B propolis. So it's the combination for me. Definitely a really good brand, and a really good one to have. Let's see. So some things that may have not, that are more recent. So things that I definitely did not have in April, black seed oil. So this is the brand that I have. And for black seed oil, it does help with inflammation, and it is a good source of amino acids, and it's also an antioxidant. So this is a really good thing, and it's been helpful, and it is helpful if you are sick to start doing. But I use it as a preventative. Another thing that I use as a helpful thing to have, I guess, is oil of oregano. And I do add this in a water. So a few drops in water. I think you can put it in any beverage of your choice. And this helps with decreasing the mucus in your body, which is key and is what you would want to focus on during the winter months specifically, is making sure that you don't have a lot of mucus in your body, because that's actually what's causing all, or not all of the problems, but it's causing a lot of problems for people. Um, so taking things that help decrease mucus, drinking hot teas, and also avoiding the foods and things that cause a lot of mucus. So limiting your dairy intake and limiting, there's certain fish or shrimp and things that cause mucus, alcohol. So limiting your intake of things that cause mucus in the body is very helpful during the winter months. And this is not just during a pandemic, but in the winter months every year. So those two things. Another thing that I've added recently, that I've taken more often recently, is vitamin D. So this is vitamin D3, and I take this daily now. I did have a vitamin D deficiency, and when I found out I had a vitamin D deficiency, um, it was affecting my mood. So that is definitely something that you want to keep an eye on, because not only are you trying to stay healthy, but your mood also affects your health. So making sure that you're not feeling the effects of a vitamin D deficiency. So I would definitely say get your blood work done before you're taking this daily. I mean, I don't think it hurts, but I take this much because I had a deficiency. So it's definitely good to know up front if you have a deficiency or not. Um, so yeah, those are the things that I've added. And again, share this information with everybody that you know, because it's disheartening to not hear all this information consistently. And in the places where I would assume this information would be provided, it's not necessarily provided. So just, take care of your bodies, both your physical health and your mental health during the winter months, especially. And, make sure your friends and family have the information that they need to be successful during the winter and to be happy and healthy, because that's the goal. And, continue to share, subscribe. Let me know how you enjoyed the video and any other pointers. Maybe there's something that I don't know about. So you can definitely drop that in the comments. And have a happy, healthy holiday and winter months. And continue to watch my channel.